Okay, Governor, the next question is from Sunday Michael of Daily Trust. He's sending online. The question goes, Mr. Governor, during the November MPC, you said you were cautiously optimistic about positive output GDP in Q4 2020, and very optimistic that Q1 2021 will be positive GDP. Are you still of this view? Also, with the latest figures from the NBS, putting inflation at 15.75%, what is the level of the CBN's optimism?
You said that I was, in November MPC, that I was cautiously optimistic and was aggressively, I was cautiously optimistic that that fourth quarter GDP will be positive, thereby taking Nigeria out of recession, but that I was aggressively optimistic that during the first quarter that we will exceed recession. I'm praying very seriously that my prayers should be heard, because I know that people are waiting to put my neck on the chopping board to say that I don't know my work. But let me say this, that I'm saying this out of what we've seen. Okay? The recession or the health crisis from the pandemic and the global crisis that we've seen, right, in different countries, right, and their recovery process we've seen a V-shaped curve. V-shaped curve. That is a big shock, comes down and goes up. That's what we've seen. And we do not think, with what we are doing, in both monetary and fiscal authorities are doing, we do not think Nigeria will be an exception. And I can provide data for you. For instance, you will all recall that Nigeria started growing in GDP. Output was growing positively, gradually, albeit low, because as long as output is lower than population growth, we don't consider that very good. But it was growing until pandemic struck around February. Nigeria's first quarter GDP, I will use the word, was pleasantly positive, whereas those of other economies were negative, right? So Nigeria was positive in Q1, US, Britain, Europe, all of them were negative in Q1. They were negative in Q2. Nigeria hit the first contraction in Q2. Then in Q3, those economies moved up into positive territory. So Nigeria moved further down into negative territory during Q3. So we're also saying, in the same direction, if they came out after 2 quarters, because it's a V, a shock, and a recovery, that we believe, all things being equal, given everything that we have done, both by the monetary and fiscal authorities, we should also come out at least fourth quarter. But if we don't come out in first quarter, at least, that we should manage to come out during the first quarter. So that this, so it's good for me to explain it so that people understand my reasoning, why I felt that I was cautiously optimistic in the fourth quarter, but aggressively optimistic for the first quarter of 2021.